begin the hour with a new disaster declaration for the state of Arkansas. Thank you for watching THV 11 at noon. I'm Tamer Knight. President Trump just approved aid for storms that impacted people on April 2nd. Arkansans can claim individual assistance. County and local government will provide public assistance. This is all with the intent to help people recover. In a statement, Governor Sanders thanked the president. She continues with wanting to work with his administration to, quote, get assistance directly in the hands of disaster victims. The THV 11 digital team has provided these details online. The story can be found on our homepage. There you'll find a direct link to FEMA. The website provides further information on assistance eligibility. It's been 7 years since 18-year-old Ebby Stepig was found dead in a drainage pipe. The tragedy concluded with what had been a missing persons case for 3 years. High-profile cases like this led to a cold case unit. It's part of the Attorney General's office. In its first year alone, the unit served as a resource and partner to law enforcement agencies.
So I'm very thankful Little Rock agreed to let the AG work on Ebby's case. I'm very grateful for that. I want to give people hope that you can get through it, and there is a different life. It's not the same life, but there is a life of happiness eventually.
All these years later, Ebby's mom is still looking for closure. She offers empathy for families sharing her pain.
Well, good afternoon. We've had a beautiful start to this long weekend. We're seeing a few clouds just to the north of the metro, a few light showers. We are going to continue to see plenty of sunshine today, and those clouds will start building in just a little bit thicker later. But here's what we're tracking. Those scattered storms are possible for the holiday weekend. A low-end severe threat is there, along with some flash flooding, but cooler temperatures are also headed our way. Taking a look here at the severe weather risk over the next few days, we are mainly in that marginal category with a few areas of slight. That's 2 out of 5. So again, we're going to mainly look at some flash flooding. We're also looking at gusty winds and some hail mainly for these areas. A Memorial Day weekend forecast, it is a bit unsettled and there are going to be rain showers. So we're going to have to watch the radar pretty closely throughout the weekend. There'll be lots of folks that'll be out and about on the lake, maybe camping, having a good time, but just watch the radar. You'll be okay. There'll be plenty of time for some fun. 75 currently in central Arkansas, already seeing those mid to upper 80s in southern Arkansas. And look how much cooler it is to our north with that cloud cover is, and we're seeing a few of those rain showers. They are in the 60s. Looking for again throughout the day, we're going to start to see those clouds building in by this evening, and looking for that high today right around the 80-degree mark. So it's going to be nice and warm today, about 10 degrees warmer to our south, and we're already seeing that there. But again, some of those storms could be a little strong at times as it's passing through today, but overall I think we're really going to keep an eye on Saturday's weather. Starting to see that become a bit numerous, and it's going to saturate the soil, and then we're going to see that rain continue, which is where our flash flood issues are going to come into play. We'll talk more about that in my forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Tracy. Local law enforcement want parents to keep your guard up when it comes to your children. It's because child sextortion cases are reportedly on the rise. The crime happens when someone gets a hold of an explicit image, then tries to demand money. Those demands often comes with threats to expose the image. State police say they've received nearly 170 reports last year. This year, that number is already at 146. Authorities say technology and social media make it easy for these types of crimes to occur.
They're not actually asking for money from these kids. They're wanting to get more and more pictures from them so they can disseminate them out, and some of them sell them on the dark web. Just be vigilant on what's going on with your kids and be comfortable with talking to them about that.
It's critical to educate your children about such dangers school is about to let out, so monitoring digital activity is increasingly important. Built-up frustration exuded a meeting regarding high electric bills in Van Buren County. Just months ago, people living in that county saw their rates double. It led to a lawsuit against Petit Jean Electric Co-op. Thursday, CEO Michael Kirkland addressed concerns stemming from the suit, most of which include Petit Jean fiber. People living in Van Buren often blame that for the high bill.
We know that we haven't done a great job of communicating, only because we were really focused on getting the business up and just getting the service into the homes. But I can assure you that we truly are ushering in a new era of radical transparency, open communications, open leadership.
Pettigene Co-op will hold an open house to discuss its fiber project. The meeting hopes to meet residential demands for transparency. That happens July 22nd, just under 2 months from today. New leadership is taking shape at the Philander Smith University. On Thursday, the school unveiled its new president. For the last few months, Dr. Maurice Gibson worked as interim president. That has been changed, and he is now university president. One of his primary areas will be enrollment. Dr. Gibson also plans to ensure the degree programs caters to the needs of the Arkansas workforce.
I want to make sure that we pull the curtain back, that we show individuals that this is an institution that can be a destination. You can come here, have your life change, and go out and create endless possibilities in the world.
Dr. Gibson is a Louisiana native with a career that spans over a decade in higher education. And as of 2023, the ACT Aspire showed 68% of third grade students were not reading on grade level. Language inside the Arkansas Learns Act could force students to be retained. Tutoring is often encouraged to keep students on track. Founder of Gilmore Learning Solutions say the statistics are alarming, but there's a lot at stake.
It is essential that those kids are reading on grade level by third grade, because up into second grade, you are learning to read. But once you hit third and above, you are reading to learn.
Gilmore encourages parents to take time for their children to invest in reading at home. She credits lacks of direction and too much internet access from preventing classroom success. A San Diego neighborhood is cleaning up today after being shaken by a plane crash. The small jet hit a power line, then a home, at the end of a cross-country flight. It set more than a dozen other houses on fire. At least 3 people died in the crash, including a drummer of a rock band. Carter Evans has more from the scene.
Fiery explosions jolted this San Diego neighborhood awake Thursday morning as a private jet came crashing down into the street.
Well, we got multiple explosions over here. We're doing evacuation.
Ruth Lutz took this video as she escaped with her family of 5.
Fire. All I saw was just the line of fire and everyone running, getting out, getting the neighbors out of the house.
Come on, your kids are over here.
The plane left a trail of fire.
When it hit the street, as the jet fuel went down, it took out every single car that was on both sides of the street on fire.
The plane took off from Teterboro, New Jersey, refueled in Wichita, and was trying to land in dense fog at Montgomery Gibbs Airport in San Diego. The pilot at one point asked air traffic control about weather conditions.
All right, that doesn't sound great, but we'll give it a go.
The music agency Sound and Talent Group said 3 of its employees died, including co-founder Dave Shapiro, who's listed as the plane's owner. Drummer Daniel Williams, who is presumed dead, posted these pictures from the cockpit before taking off.
Well, knock on that door.
Authorities say no one on the ground was seriously injured, thanks to the military families who helped their neighbors escape the flames.
I can tell you this, the military families did a phenomenal job. I cannot commend them enough for what they did on scene.
Some of the worst damage on the ground here is that home right behind me. There were people sleeping inside when that plane crashed. They're all okay now. The entire scene has been preserved for the NTSB. Nothing's moved. They've got an entire team coming here to investigate. Carter Evans, CBS News, San Diego.